don't forget to subscribe for more reviews. Please also like. Thank you.
Hello there everyone, Tom here again, and today we will be taking a look at the MakeToys MTRM-12 Skycrow. This is part of their remaster line, and this is apparently a 2017 mold, or manufactured in 2017 according to that right there. Here's the box. Side of the box looks like this. Back of the box you get product shots and words and things. Side of the box, top of the box, bottom of the box, looks like this. Okay, so let's crack this thing open and see what all is in here. Empty box. Alright, so we get a baggie of things with, looks like instruction video for YouTube, product number. Ooh, look at these directions. These are actually really nice directions. Different colors. We get reds. Yeah, I might actually be able to transform this thing without too much trouble. Okay, let's set the directions aside for now. We get this thing right here, which is in black and white, which is, if I didn't know better, I would say it was the same. It is. How odd. Why would they put the same instruction sheet? Don't know. I didn't do it. I wasn't a part of those board meetings. And we get 2 hands. These are purple instead of the black hands. And they just, I mean, they're just hands. Thumb is stationary, index finger, all that. Okay, we get 2 of those. Okay, so let's set this bag aside. And in the clamshell, you can see you've got your figure, you've got extra heads here, extra faces here, and null rays and those little pointy things for the missiles. Alright. Is that supposed to come that way? Maybe? I don't know. Sure, let's say it is. Okay, setting him aside. We get the Starscream head where he's screaming. I might see if that'll fit my Mitron here in a little bit. We get null ray. We get null ray. We get missile pod thingy times 2. And we get two separate faces. One that maybe I can actually zoom in on them both at the same time and not have to fight with them this way. Let's see here. Yeah, it's more difficult than it looks, folks. Let's see here. you get a kind of smirking face and a kindly screaming face. Alright, we'll take a look at those here in a little bit. Along with this, let's see here. Setting the packaging aside, can't see. The null rays are going to plug in right here. Port in a pin situation. Oh, actually, that's a screw hole. So, port in a pin situation, just like that. Yeah, this is my first one of these from MakeToys, however you want to call it. And he's got good heft to him. I'm still not sure what to do about this thing. I mean, it looks like it's supposed to connect right there. And there's even a depression right there for it. But it really just doesn't seem to want to go in there. Am I just not doing something right? I don't know. I mean, you saw it come out of the box, folks. I'll fight with that in a little bit. Alright, so let's zoom in here and take us a look at this figure. Okay, so the head sculpt we get. So the head sculpt we get pretty little painted eyes. They're single color here. The white face. Face almost seems kind of small for that size of a head, but what do I know? Moving down the figure, we've got this beautiful gold color here. This is silver. Mine's got a little chippage right here, and you've got, it feels like a translucent piece right there, or plastic of some kind that they've, thin plastic they've painted, clear plastic I mean. Let's see here, get back on there. Let's see, that's not really wanting to stay. The arms, just flat plastic. That's plastic, silver painted. Plastics, that's silver paint. You've got your stripe right here, which is painted. It's looking more blue on my viewfinder. It's not quite Galvatron purple. It's more like a lavender color. Back of the figure, again, we can't tell for sure because this thing, I'm gonna have to figure out what this thing, I mean, obviously it's a part to the, I'll figure it out as we go. But back of the figure looks like this without it. He's pretty clean, all things considered. I don't know if it's cartoon accurate or not, but I really would have liked you can't see, I would have liked these little pins here, these little points to have folded up somehow. But good heft to him. Articulation, the head is on a ball joint. You can tell these little ears fold in. Huh. Compress. Okay. I wonder how we change the face out. I bet you that screw there has something to do with it. Okay. Shoulders can do 360. They're on a, feels like a slight ratchet. They can go out to there. So he can do the whole wee thing right there. Spin around. Those wings. Huh. They're supposed to clip in right there, and they do, sort of, but when you manipulate it, it comes apart. Elbows, double bend, get you good range. ball peg hands there, or mushroom peg, I'm sorry, it's right there, you can see it. The black fingers here, same articulation. These three are pinned. That one is individual waist articulation. Man, these wings are going to annoy me. Waist articulation, pretty much unhindered. He has flaps for his hips on both sides here, so he can he? Yeah, he can kick out that far, move that flap up, he should be able, yeah, he can do the full American splits. And I think Skullface would call these universals. He can do the full, a little bit past the full Chinese splits. Okay. Pull down the flaps. Thigh swivel is built in there at the universal joint. Knee, get you just it's 50 degrees. But it's an ugly joint. That's an ugly, ugly joint. The toes, I mean, that comes all the way down if you need it to. And you get a rocker. So that chest here does not wish to stay put. So he can, that is as far as he can do standing flat-footed. Okay. So, let's see, we've covered articulation. We've looked at the figure, I've given my initial thoughts. I think it's time for scale comparisons. Man, this thing won't stay together. That's a concern. Yeah, that's a concern. All right. That one's locked in, and that one's locked in. All right, so you gonna stand for me, brother? Man, I'm having so much issues with this figure. He's not wanting to stand. So, I know everybody was talking how good these guys were, so I thought I'd give them a try. I have to tell you, I'm having issues here, and I fully grant it could very easily be user error. I always fully grant that, but man alive. Okay, so all right, let's see. Here it is with Last Night Bumblebee. Here it is with Classics Prime mold. Here it is with, excuse me, animated RC, if I can get her to stand. And Black Arachnia, again, if I can get her to stand too. Okay. Here it is with the KO, MakeToys Toys Soundwave. And Nemesis Prime. And I thought Soundwave had issues. Soundwave? I mean, Starscream. Yeah, they all three look alike to me. Well, that's because they're all based on the same mold. Are you going to get any more of these guys? Because you know they're Decepticons, and I do kind of like Decepticons. Yeah, I do kind of like them. Well, that's for me to decide and my wallet to decide, Nemesis, not you. I could make you, you know. Really? How would you do that? I could use your credit card when you're not looking. Don't make me put you in truck mode and keep you in truck mode and use you as another bumblebee. You can't do that. I have a contract. Your contract sucks. I know because I was there when it was signed. Ah! You admit that I have a contract. Ah, crap. We'll discuss this on another time. Right now we're talking about this figure. Didn't your mama teach you it's not nice to point? Get the hell out of here. Ah! Ow. Oh, goodness. My wife says Nemesis is my other side. I don't know if she means that in a good way or a bad way. I'm your good side. Of course she means the right way. Folks, what do you do? Alright, I think the next thing to do is I'm going to show off my Masterpiece shelf collection with him on it and then transform it. So I know what you guys are about to say. You're about to say, well, there's MP08, I think it is. I'm pretty sure that's MP08. Here's the MakeToys version, which is actually taller. And here is a crappy Hasbro Seeker. And you promised us that you'd have all the stuff on your Masterpiece shelf. Well, I hate to tell you, he may be upgraded. He was upgraded, and I think I paid $80 for Starscream back several years ago at Toys R Us. So, yeah, these represent my Masterpiece shelf. And for those of you who are kind of doing what I do, you buy what you can get as a placeholder and then you swap them out as needed. So, but here's a comparison some of you may actually have on your shelf in some manner, shape, form, or fashion. Okay folks, let me begin by saying when I transformed this thing initially, there were some problems. So let's just get right into it. Oh, and the face swapping gimmick, before I forget, you pull this forward, the head will pop right off, and then the face just literally comes right off. There's a peg at a port, and you just put it right on there, and it just sticks right in there, and then you just pop it back on the ball joint. Okay, just that easy. Alright, so first thing we do, take off null rays. Take off null rays. Okay, we can go ahead and collapse these arms and pull up the fists. You don't have to do that just yet, but we can go ahead and get that out of the way. Take the cockpit here, pull it. Yeah, that pops off on me. Pull that forward, unlock this, move this inward. Let's see, there's a proper way of doing this. Oh, I'm jumping the gun, aren't I? Yes, you are, Tom. This has to rotate, and it will come up, and the head will be hidden underneath here. This just comes under, and this depression, this cavity right here, the back of the head will go into it. And then this, wait a minute, I'm doing something wrong here. I forgot to push that in. Okay. Okay. And that comes in, the head sits in this depression right here. This comes down. There are clips and locking points all around for this thing. You just have to kind of maneuver and squeeze until everything kind of lines up, but it will actually do so if you play your cards right. These come in, these come up and sit flush like this. These things, you have to kind of maneuver them to get them to where they need to go. Because these things now rotate in, slide down. What you doing wrong here, Tommy boy? What you doing wrong? Oh yeah. These things slide in like that, then in. That's it. Okay. And everything kind of gets in everything else's way while you're trying to maneuver things. But it is what it is, so we can fuss, fight, argue, or pitch fit. We can figure out a way to make it work. Me, I'm going to try and figure out a way to make it do what I want it to. So, get in there, get in there. Okay, now, those flaps come up like this. Hands come in. Slide down on that slider, hands come in. Bottom section comes up. You bring down your little nipple guards here. Put your nipple guard back on top here. Mine didn't break, the glue just came loose. So, I ought to be able to repair that with some super glue or something. If you all could see it, it just popped out. The glue did not hold, which I find unfortunate and disturbing. Okay, now we come back here to the legs, open this up, unfold this section here so that you have access to the feet. Rotate them in, rotate them in, so they're all nice and pretty. Take your leg and accordion it up on both sides. Okay, you can now close these back together like that. You can squeeze them together if they'll stay. But sometimes they will, sometimes they won't. For me, slide your fins back here, come back to the back here, rotate this around, this piece right here, slide it up that way on both sides, rotate, turn around, open up your flaps here on the back. Okay, now you can kind of see how everything's going to line up. There's a pin and a port right here. Slide it down, push it in place, make sure everything locks together the way it's supposed to. There we go, just like that, which took a considerable amount of force considering. Let's see, that one is in place, that one is in place, that one is in place. Alright, legs have come undone again. Put them, squeeze them back together. They just don't want to stay. There we go. Okay. Undo that piece, pull that down, undo that piece. Your landing gear, there's one. There's one right here. Right there's one. Right here's 2 and 3 right here on the knees. And he sets missing a step somewhere because I've got, oh, I sure enough did, didn't I? Sorry folks. I reserve the right to occasionally miss things. Hopefully it's just occasionally. Okay, now that's all together. Well, say that as parts begin to come apart. There we go. Alright. There's your jet. Now, how big is this thing? That's a very good question. So, I've taken the liberty of marking if you have a standard shelf, you know, the type you buy at Walmart or whatever, then this is the depth of the shelf. This means that if you want to have something sitting from the very back of the shelf to where it won't stick out but will come right to the very edge, this should be your mark right here. So in plane mode, he sticks out of your shelf. He's coming in at past 12 inches. If I had to eyeball that, I would say it's probably 12 and a half, just guessing, 12 and a half to 13 inches long. Width wise, let's see, wingtip to wingtip, we're looking at 8, let's do it like this, yeah, 8 3/4 is what I see. Okay, height wise, I'd say the highest thing's probably these crazy crappy things here, and I'd say that's 3 and a half. One of the issues that we're going to have here, if you ever get this toy, this figure, whatever you call it, is going to be with the C-clip. And let me show you the C-clip here if I haven't already. Damn it, I just lost his face again. Okay, so that is right here is the C-clip. This thing connects to the C-clip right there, if you could see. It literally just plugs on right there, and that's as much as you get. So if you're not careful, that could be a big stress point, and that is probably, I would imagine, why it's on C-clip, is because people have popped it off the joint before. I mean, I can kind of easily see that. So yeah, I think that covers transformation. And these little pieces, you just unplug this from right here, from right there, and then you insert those if you want that look for your airplane. Personally, these things are forever going to stay in the box because my airplanes are supposed to have null rays on them. Just me personally. Size comparisons, here it is with Movie Hound, Classics Optimus Prime, Crappabee. Let's see here. I'll throw in some more jets if I can find some somewhere. If not, yeah, I guess that's the comparisons we can do here. You can always have Nemesis riding on him. This is embarrassing for both of us. Ah! And now, to answer the burning question on everyone's mind, how does the MakeToys Remastered line MTRM-12 Skycrow scale with Metroplex? Here you can see masterpiece-sized Skycrow, their Skywarp, in the hand of Metroplex, who really did not want to hold him with Generations RC for scale. Metroplex just wasn't going to hold him, not in robot mode, so here he is. And here is Skycrow beside Omega Supreme and Toy World Devastator. That's the Zhu Zhang Jinbao, I don't know, whichever one it is. Omega Supreme. Final thoughts wise, you guys saw me struggle with this transformation. And my opinion of this thing hasn't really changed. The C-clip that they used to connect to the nose cone and everything, it's problematic. And that is most intentionally, well, not intentionally, most definitely a breakage point on this figure. So, having said that, if you ever buy one of these and they're used, if you have the opportunity and be sure to check that C-clip, because if you don't, I can pretty much guarantee that's going to be broken on you and it's not going to work right. Mine, brand new, is not working correctly, and there's no stress on the C-clip. It's just the way it is. This thing had so much potential. I was really looking forward to it. I waited. I wanted to see how it would look, and having it in hand, I have to tell you, it's a major disappointment. I know there are going to be some people that are going to absolutely and vehemently disagree with me, but I can only speak to the copy that I have in front of me, and it's not enjoyable. I don't like this thing. It's got some really good qualities, but the fact that parts fall off of it, that C-clip is just wrong. I kind of understand it, as I think I've mentioned. They probably tried it with a pin and the pin kept breaking the plastic when they were maneuvering it. I get it. It's a break point. They fixed it. But the issue comes in that they didn't fix it to a stable degree. So, I paid $120 for this thing. I got it from TF Source, I believe is where I got this from. Is it worth your money? If your intention is to simply put this thing on a shelf and never ever touch it, then it would be a good purchase. If, however, you ever intend to pick it up, maneuver it, try to do things with it, then I think you're going to be grossly disappointed. Me personally, it'll probably never ever see plane mode again. I'll throw some Decepticon stickers on the wings, and that's probably impose him, and that's probably going to be the extent of his treatment. It's really sad. I really wanted this thing to be good, and it may be the best thing that we're ever going to get. It's sure better than the Masterpiece Seekers, but when you have to choose between two pieces of crap, I'm sorry, you're still choosing crap. This is Tom. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next review.
Thank you for watching my Papa's channel. Please subscribe and like. Thank you.
He looks like a pansy. One of those intellectual types. Well, not everyone in your war can be, a warrior. You have to have some people designing the weapons and, humanitarian aid and all that.